AIO for leaving my wife while she refused to have an intimate relationship with me. My wife and I have been married for 10 years, but the love seems to fade over time. Whenever I tried to initiate intimacy, she would reject me or treat it like a chore. About 7 months ago, I stopped initiating altogether, and since then, she hasn't made any effort to reconnect. There's no affection, no goodnight kisses or even touching. It feels like I'm living with a roommate instead of a partner, and I've reached my limit. Am I, 38M, overreacting by leaving my wife, 36F, for not showing me any love or affection, even after I told her that if it didn't get better, I was going to leave? We've been married for 10 years. And together for 19, and there is no more love in our relationship, and it's killing me one day at a time. Over the last couple of years, every time I tried to initiate intimacy, she would either reject it or make it feel like a chore, so I just decided to stop initiating it about 7 months ago. Since I stopped, she has never tried to initiate intimacy, and we have just stopped completely. There's also no touch of any sort, no kissing goodbye or anything. She doesn't even say goodnight to me. A couple of months ago, she even completely forgot our anniversary, and when I brought it up, all I got was a, "Is it?" And that's it. 3 months ago, I moved into the spare room and have been staying there. We do have 2 kids, 8 and 4, which obviously complicates things as we both want what's best for our kids. A month ago, I asked her to talk and told her what I was feeling and that I don't think that this is working out. She broke down and said she wanted to try and make it work and that I deserve better and that she is going to try and be better if we give it another chance. She said she's just too tired to put in the effort, but will try. I told her we could try one more time, but that if it doesn't improve, then it's over. Flash forward 3 weeks and pretty much nothing has changed. I'm still sleeping in the basement, and we're still not being intimate and still not showing any love, and we only talk when it's about the kids. I've tried to put the effort in, but I feel like I'm the only one. I tried initiating sex for the first time in 7 months, and she was too tired, so I just gave up and went to bed. I told her the next day that this is all important to me, and it's how I feel loved, and she just once again said she's too tired to be intimate. Since then, we're right back to where we were 3 weeks ago, possibly even worse, because now I know she knows how I feel, and she still can't put in the effort. We don't fight, just live as co-parenting roommates. I finally had enough, and I'm going to leave her. Am I overreacting? Edit. People have been asking. I work a little more than her as she works from home, but we split most of the house chores with her doing a little more due to being home more. We split bedroom time stuff and kids stuff, except I do almost 100% of the kids' sports stuff. I have to give up my sports as I don't have time, but she still plays her sports. I try and golf once a week, but she makes me feel bad about it. Edit 2. Thank you everyone for taking the time to comment, message, or give advice. Most of you have been very helpful, besides the random people who just name call. There are so many comments, but I'll make sure I read them all. Update. Thank you all for the kind words and advice. It was much more than expected. I'm currently going to therapy and on medication. I'm very aware of depression and what it can do and also what it looks like, but I'm still going to let her know that she should go get checked out. This weekend she had a soccer tournament and was gone both Saturday and today. She got home around supper time yesterday and helped get the kids to bed, got herself supper, and had a shower. She then went in her room and went to bed without saying anything. This morning, my son woke me up saying, "Mom just left for soccer," and I got up just in time to see her pull out of the driveway. I never received a text from her yesterday or today and never talked to her at all. I took the kids out and had some fun and a nice lunch. When I got home, she was home making lunch. I just asked her if she's home for a break or done for the day, and when she said she's back for the day, I told her that I need to clear my head, so I'm going to the driving range. I hit a couple balls, but really just say down and read comments. This is what our relationship has gotten to now. I know the post makes it sound like I just want sex, and although it's important to me, it's any kind of love that I want. A kiss on the cheek, a hug, for fuck's sakes, just to be touched. I'm just so lonely. I cried myself to sleep last night. I've had conversations in the past about this with her, and she seems to understand, but it never changes. I've brought up marriage counseling before, and she didn't seem very interested in it. I have tried, but I feel like I'm the only one. Thank you all for caring enough to comment. Relevant comments. Commenter. Get her into therapy or get a lawyer. You've spent more than enough time here. Commenter. They may need couples therapy. There's definitely something going on unless she just faked the intimacy and was caught up in the relationship at the beginning. The glaring issue, in my opinion, is that they've been together for 19 years and she still can't even tell him an answer besides being tired. Her being tired doesn't explain why they don't kiss. It's not difficult. It sounds like he's already done. He's already asked her about it and she just says she's tired. Usually when this happens, the other person knows. She definitely knows they don't have any intimacy and he even brought it up. Commenter. Nor. But I have questions for more info before I offer any advice advice if it's wanted. 1. Why is she so tired? Is it mentally? Physically? 2. What time alone have you spent with her? Like dates? Have you bought flowers? Have you been the romantic, or are you just initiating sex and expecting her to be into it? 3. Is she on anything? Postpartum depression is real and is a bitch. Even if your youngest is 4 years old, she could still be experiencing PPD. OP. I always welcome advice. She says both mentally and physically. She says it's from work and the kids, but I'm just as busy as, and I'm still trying. I've tried being romantic, and I even tried to initiate touch without expecting sex, like hugging and kissing, but it's one-sided. She did have PP for both, and we got her help both times, and she has gotten checkups. Story 2. My 38F husband, 44M, asked if I would get plastic surgery to fix how my belly button looks after having 3 kids. How do I respond? My husband has asked multiple times if I would be open to getting plastic surgery to fix how my belly button looks after having 3 kids. I have always been in good shape, and I'm happy with how I look now. I understand what he's saying, but that's just how my body is going to look now that I've had kids. I work out and have a healthy body fat percent, and no amount of diet or exercise is going to take away the fact that I've had 3 pregnancies. He brought it up again with friends at dinner last night, and I felt incredibly embarrassed. I respect people who get plastic surgery because it makes them feel better, but this would be something I purely did for him, and honestly, I'm not even sure if it's possible. I'm not expecting miracle advice here, but I'd really appreciate ideas on how I can put into words what I'm feeling. How can I explain why what he's saying is so hurtful in simple language? What are some of the metaphors I could use with him so he understands what it would be like me saying? Is it fair to consider at least going to a plastic surgeon to find out more? Anyone had a similar type of conversation with their husband? TLDR. My husband has asked multiple times if I would be open to get plastic surgery to fix how my belly button looks after having 3 kids. Thank you, and God bless. Relevant comments. Commenter. He brought this up in public in front of others? Oh my God. If it was me, there would be hell to pay for that. So since you keep telling him no, he decides to raise the stakes by humiliating you in front of friends? Damn. OP. It feels like he's no longer attracted to me because we've had kids. He loves our kids, but they are also why I look like this. I can't change what having kids does to a person's body. All women go through this. Not like it's going to be different if he finds another woman my age. Commenter. Call him out next time he does it, regardless of who he is around. Why do you feel like I must surgically alter my body to please you after having 3 children with you? I am proud of my body and do not want to undergo unnecessary major surgery. Why are you incapable of respecting me? Commenter. I'm going to be really blunt. I had gastric bypass surgery in 2008 and lost over 100 bulbs. I was only in my 20s and had both physical issues with exercise, had dislocated ribs, so back, neck issues, and had hypothyroidism. I wanted to look attractive before I hit 30 and decided to get the surgery. I got my tummy tuck in 2013, and it was the most painful thing I have ever gone through. There are drains and so much you have to deal with. Is he going to be there to help you with this? You can't pick up anything or even get yourself off the couch without assistance for weeks. You can't even shower for over a week or more because of the drainage tubes. Is he going to wash your hair and take care of the kids full time while you heal? Is he going to support you being unable to have sex or even the dishes for well over a month? Also, you lose sensation in your skin from the surgery. You have a new scar the width of your entire torso, and it takes ages to feel like yourself again. He wants a trophy, not a partner. When I got my tummy tuck done, it was for me. My husband supported me and was amazing, but he never even mentioned it or pushed for it. If you don't want it for yourself, that pain and agony is going to make you resent him for life. Story 3. New update. My 34F boyfriend, 32M, said he's not ready to get married in the next 3 years, and he doesn't know if he'll be ready after that. I want to be married by 37, so I said we've no choice but to break up. He said he doesn't want to lose me. How do we work on this? I'm 34F and my boyfriend is 32M. We've been dating for nearly 3 years. Both of us have never been married. He is kind, smart, and funny. I love him with all of me, and I am sure I want to be with him for the rest of my life. When we started dating, he seemed very eager to settle down, saying things like he doesn't want to invest in a relationship that isn't headed for marriage. He thinks I am going to be a good mother, and that his end goal for our relationship has always been marriage. However, this year he had depression from work. I stood by him and assured him that having gone through major depression myself, I understand him and can extend all the patience and support that I can. He has been doing better since mid-year. However, in July July, he told me that he doesn't think he's ready to get married in the next 3 years, and he doesn't know if he will be ready after those 3 years. This specific timeline he mentioned doesn't work for me because I'd like to get married by 2027 when I'm 37. When I asked him if we can at least do some things to move forward as a couple in the next 3 years, like jointly saving for a home or the wedding, he said he can't really do that because he thinks he needs to focus on himself. He says he feels broken professionally and socially. He says he feels like he doesn't deserve me and can't give me the life I deserve, and he has to fix himself in the next 3 years and probably even after that. Apparently, he cannot fix himself and go forward with our relationship at the same time. He wants us to stay status quo, dating but not really taking steps to move forward. There is nowhere for me to go with what he wants, and I don't want to be 38 and still a semi-LDR girlfriend. We live in different cities and meet just every Saturday instead of a wife, so I tearfully said we seem to have no choice but to break up because our timelines don't align. However, he insists that he doesn't want to lose me, and he wants to fix this. But how do we handle staying in the relationship knowing our differing timelines? I've gone through enough heartache to know that I can't change him or his timeline, and pressuring him to rush will only make things worse. I don't want to change my own timeline because I do want marriage and a family, and for someone to choose me, to say that whatever happens to his job or his social life, as long as he is with me, then he knows that we can make it. Update. I posted about my situation here last week. I just wanted to give you guys an update in appreciation of all the insightful advice that a lot of people made the effort to type out for me, and so I can have something to look back on whatever happens after my decision. I considered all the comments, but in the end, we decided to work things out. My boyfriend initially said that he wants to spend the next 3 years rebuilding himself professionally and socially. That's why he can't go forward with us. But yesterday, he told me that he realized he won't be happy even if he is able to rebuild himself if I am not by his side. I reiterated that forcing himself to get married earlier, if that's not genuinely what he wants, is not the solution. But he said that he does want this, and he is ready to do the work, so he can meet me near my timeline. I asked him what steps we can do to move forward, and he said that he is ready to have the talk regarding finances. Currently, our finances are completely separate. He's never disclosed how much he makes, how much savings or debt he has, and I've never asked. To lay out a concrete timeline and goals about the engagement, wedding, and having children, and have monthly evaluations on where we are in that timeline, if we are meeting the objectives that we set. I know it sounds more like a work meeting than a romantic relationship, but he has always been a left-brained person whose personality is more practical, analytical than sentimental. I also appreciated that he told me that he will find ways to spend time more meaningfully when we meet on weekends, because I will start my accelerated master's degree by November and will have classes until 9 p.m., so we won't really get to talk much on weekdays. At least he is thinking about our relationship in the near future. For my part, I told him that I am willing to put talks about future plans on the back burner until December, as one commenter suggested. He was chosen to head a completely new department for his company, and he starts this Monday, so I want him to just focus on that first and not overwhelm him with relationship concerns while he's adjusting to his new role and building the leadership and culture of the new department. I told him that 2 months should be enough to know how he feels about the new job, so he can be in a better position to lay out a timeline we can both agree on for our relationship. We agreed to have those conversations in December. For those asking why we still don't live together after almost 3 years of dating and why we only meet on Saturdays, I am from a conservative Catholic family, and my parents are very staunch about their belief in not living together prior to marriage. My boyfriend is trying to respect their wishes, and while I don't believe in the same things as my parents, I agree that it's better to keep the peace with them. I also have a great job in our hometown that pays as much as HCOL areas without having to deal with the higher expenses, traffic, and just the city being the city, so I don't really want to move if I'll still be living on my own anyway. My boyfriend's work, on the other hand, requires him to be in his company's headquarters in the city. He goes home every Friday to be with his family and see me on Saturdays, and returns to the city on Sundays. I don't think I'm a side chick because he introduced me to his family, personal and work friends early on, and he has me on his social media. I've never had any reason to believe he's seeing anyone else, and I have a pretty good gut feel for things like that, so infidelity has never been an issue. I know that choosing to stay is a gamble, and most of you said I should just leave, but for now, this is the choice I've made, and I'll have to live with its consequences at least until December. Please continue to wish me luck, as I wish all of you the best in your own personal lives. Comments. Commenter. Time to cut the apron strings and stand up to Mummy and Daddy. Move in together and see how you actually get on then. Commenter. Oh, honey, at least get into premarital counseling. You two have so many issues. Your refusal to live together to please the parents and because of work clearly shows your priorities. Whatever is being said, he's absolutely giving in out of fear. Not a great start. I can't imagine how many hurdles you will face because you haven't ever spent any extended periods of time together. Going from once a week to married? That's nuts. Getting married because of fear? Not good. You basically gave him an ultimatum. Not good. You two need professional help if a marriage is going to have a chance of working out. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you enjoyed our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with our latest ones. Have a great day.